Welcome to Raising the Bar SportsPicks. My name's Nick. I'm joined here by one of the writers and handicappers on our website, which is raisingthebarsportspicks.com, Frank Fish. This is the day before football, so what better to have than a football show? We're going to try to do this on a weekly basis, so tune in. We're going to get the best guys to play, to get the guys to sit down, and maybe some sleepers and some busts for the week. So I already introduced him, Frank Fish. He is one of our best cappers we have on the page on our website. He makes us a lot of money. He makes himself a lot of money, and he's here to help you. So, Fish, introduce yourself.
Hey, doing everybody? Frank Fish. I'm on raisingthebarsportspicks.com. This week, I'm plus 2,000 in handicapping. If you log on today, you get $39.99. We got 4 premium picks tonight, and we also always have free picks on there.
All right, getting right to brass tacks. We're going to go right into these games we have this week. Fish, let's go look at 3 quarterbacks you have in mind that you would play for this week. 3 quarterbacks.
Well, obviously, you got to start with Lamar Jackson.
I'm sorry that my dog keeps barking. It's ironic that every single time you talk, he is barking. I can't let's walk away. So he's sitting right there in the cage. So hopefully this doesn't mess things up too much.
No, it's cool. Obviously, we got to start with Lamar Jackson. He's playing Cleveland. He torched Cleveland last year twice. Both times he played him. He gets rushing yards. Can't go wrong with him.
Right.
Would go Russell Wilson. He's Russell Wilson. He's the magic man. He always makes it happen. And Josh Allen, another guy. They're all quarterbacks to give you rushing yards, passing yards, and he's playing against the Jets defense. They lost Jamal Adams. I think he's a solid pick.
Right.
So they're about 3 quarterbacks: Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson.
Nice. The only thing I fear for Lamar Jackson a little bit, obviously everybody loves him and they're on his, but I fear that he's going to run into that Michael Vick thing, right? Where people figured him out. Sooner or later they figured him out. And once he took a couple of licks, he wasn't the same. Last year, everyone was in awe with him, MVP, and he's faster than Michael Vick. Everyone knows how fast he is, and he's more elusive, and he's a better quarterback in general than Michael Vick. Yeah. But my thing was with Lamar Jackson, I just feel like he's going to get figured out sooner or later, and I'm waiting for those things. I mean, really, in the AFC Championship game, I feel like it came to fruition. They figured him out, and they kind of bottled him up. And if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, they wouldn't have had a team last year. So what do you think for his projections for the year as far as his overall, performance? I know everyone's on him, man. And if you're on fantasy this year, you picked him up in the first round or early second round, Yeah.
I mean, nobody ever really repeats a dominant year like that. Lamar, I'm going with Lamar Jackson week 1 like that because it's Cleveland. Cleveland never figures anybody out. They don't even figure out their own team. So I'm not trusting Cleveland to actually be able to slow down Lamar Jackson yet. I mean, they faced him twice last year too. They can't slow him down. It could happen. It happens with a lot of players. But I'm going week 1, Lamar Jackson. I'm stuck on it. I believe guys will. I believe people will figure him out. Right. People will, but not Cleveland.
All right. You can see me right now, right? I got this. Okay, because I can't see you because I went to another screen.
They're still the Browns to me.
Yeah. But, I mean, defensively, they're supposed to be a good team as far the Browns are. So we'll see. I'm going to switch over to running backs. I'm going to give you 3 of my plays for the week. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire simply because, and it is going to be weird, right? Because we don't have a preseason to go off of. We're projecting these guys in our fantasies. We're going to pick them high. You're like in two of my leagues yourself. I picked him early, first round, because of where what he's supposed to be. He's in the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and anybody who's in that offense, under Reed and with Mahomes, they're projected to score, right? This kid is supposed to be good, right? Last year I could give you some of his totals for last year at college. He had 1,400 yards rushing and 16 touchdowns. That's on the ground. And he was targeted 16 times in the air. 66 times in the air. So he's used on both sides of the ball, His projected stats for this year are about 986 yards. That's projected yards. That's for a rookie. So for a rookie, that's great. But we want him to get involved, and hopefully he's involved in the passing game as well as the rushing game. Right?
He should be. You got Andy Reid, right?
You got Andy Reid. He's a pass maniac. I love the guy, especially because he was my coach and my beloved Eagles coach. Oh, sorry. All right. My second will be Dalvin Cook. I think he's going to have a great year this year. How can you go wrong with Dalvin Cook? He's going against Green Bay. Which Green Bay, in my opinion, yes, I feel like they have a target on them. They have to do or die, with Aaron Rodgers and the coach, their chemistry wasn't too great last year. But I feel like the additions they got on defense, they might make a little problem this week for Minnesota. But Minnesota is also a good offensive team. And Dalvin Cook got off. I don't know if you remember how great of a year he was having last year right off the bat. He hit the ground running. And Dalvin Cook he's just a pass catcher. If you're in a PPR, he's going to make those points for you. So I feel like Dalvin Cook is definitely a good pick for the week.
Can't go wrong with Dalvin Cook, man.
No, and then my third is going to be Austin Eckler. If you're in a PPR, he's going to run, he's going to catch. And now that he has nobody in front of him, he has a chance here to be a premier back. And I feel like he's got that chip on his shoulder. He's one of those guys. He's like me with that small man complex where you have to perform. I always want to do better than the big man next to me, right? So I feel like that's where Austin Eckler comes in. He's one of those rolling guys that he'll catch the ball and he's going to roll for a couple more yards. Last year alone, he had 156 between his rush receiving projections. Actually, no, I'm sorry. His last year he had 132 attempts and at 557 yards. That was with somebody in front of him. Actually, he shared the ball with 3 other people. So I feel like he's going to be more of a premier guy this year. So that's going to be my third guy for the week to look at.
Another side note on your Dalvin Cook, which is a great pick. No more Blake Martinez. He went to the Giants. So you don't have that stud linebacker there.
Right.
And also, he ran for 150 on him last year when they did play him.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So that's some
Do
good
you have him? Do you have him in any leagues?
Not this year, no. I had a lot of first picks, so I took McCaffrey. I can't pass up on McCaffrey.
Right, those are the guys you have to pick up on. You got to pick up on those top 4 guys, But once you hit that after that 4, and I know I was talking to you, you have that, right there with Alvin Kamara. Do you pick up Michael Thomas before Kamara, or do you pick up Kamara before Alvin? It's a little iffy right there at 4 or 5. Especially when you're a PPR league.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so let's go over to wide receivers. You give me 3 guys you want to play this week.
All right, I'm gonna start with Julio Jones. Julio, fresh year.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he's still the same guy, man. Until proven otherwise. I know his touchdowns are low, but I think Matt Ryan can change that. He's going to be the end zone target without Austin Hooper there. Austin Hooper had a lot of end zone targets. I don't know. It's Julio, man.
I feel like Hurst is going to do good there too. I mean,
Hurst would be great.
Hurst is not a bad tight end at all. I know I have him in one of my leagues, and he kind of fell to me, but he's a receiving tight end. I mean, he's not going to do bad at all. So we're on tight ends. I know we're on wide receivers. But.
Yeah. But Julio, man, till he proves me otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's week 1. I know it's Seattle, but believe Atlanta's home. I just like them. So that's my first one. I'm gonna go with the second one. Go to boy McLaurin from Washington. He's playing your boy. He's playing your Eagles.
Yeah.
And their secondary, man, McLaurin's a talent. McLaurin's a great talent. The Eagles secondary, they bite on everything, and I'm not sure exactly what his numbers were last year against you guys. But that's going to be my number 2 start of the week. Let's see if I can see what his game log against you guys was. He had 130 and a touchdown and 125 and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's that's counting not the receptions. That's just the yards and touchdown.
Yeah,
you're getting 18 points out of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and third, since we're going in order, I'm gonna go to Monday night. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, Deontay Johnson. I know they got Juju there, but Deontay Johnson, I think, is great. I really like Deontay Johnson. Playing the Giants, primetime game, Big Ben, fresh year too.
Yeah.
Get their whole offense there, Juju, Connor, everybody open it up. So my number 3 pick would be Deontay Johnson.
Okay. Those are good picks. I do like the McLaurin, even though they're going against the Eagles. The Eagles secondary right now, we don't know what they're going to be. That's the biggest thing about this year. We know what they were last year was horrible. I mean, we had high school defensive backs playing toward the end of the year. And that goes for the wide receivers for the Eagles also. So we can only go what the Eagles defense was last year. We know we added some key pieces, but are they going to add up? You know, we don't know. There's no preseason. This is going to be the craziest year ever. We came and see the guys. We don't have no projections at all. We're going off what we think. You know, what we think, what our mind is telling us, and what these numbers are coming out to be. But we don't really know. We haven't seen anything. You know, even their practices are closed off to the media. You know, nobody could go in. This is crazy. All right, so 3 tight ends. Obviously, we know the George Kittles, the Travis Kelce's, Mark Andrews. So and even the Zach Ertz. So we're gonna push them aside, and you know, those guys are gonna be the locks for every week. If you have them on your team, on your roster in fantasy, you're going to play them every single week, no matter what, right? So we're just gonna go past those 4 top guys, and we'll just go and pick some guys I would play this week. Hunter Henry against Cincinnati. Hunter Henry against Cincinnati. He's one of the top guys. He's a receiving tight end. He's going to be a part of that offense. You know, whatever they're going to be, he's going to be part of their offense. His targets last year, he had 76 targets last year. So he's a big part of that offense. Yes, they don't have Phillip Rivers anymore, but Tyrod Taylor is going to lean on his tight end. He's going to lead on his tight end. And that Cincinnati defense, we don't have no idea what they're going to be this year. We do know that they made major upgrades on the offense, but what do they do on defense? You know, they're still Cincinnati. They're still the Bengals. You know, so I think Tyrod Taylor is going to open it up for them through the middle. I mean, Hunter Henry, is going to open it up for them in the middle. He's a young 25-year-old and could be a stud. So if you have him, play him. That's my number 1 guy. Number 2 guy would be T.J. Hawkinson. All right, T.J. Hawkinson. Yes, they're going against Chicago, and yes, they're going against Mac, and yes, they're going against a major defense. Yes, but what do you need to do as an offense if they shut down your wide receivers, which they're going to try to? They're going to pass to that tight end. T.J. Hawkinson is a young kid. He's 23 years old. He's young. I projected him last year. I thought he was going to be a stud last year. One of those sleepers that come out of college and just hit the ground running. He had a couple issues with being healthy in the beginning of the year, but this year I do project him to have 600 to 700 yards right off the bat. That's right. I think that's where he's going to fall into. If he gets any more than that, then he's one of those guys. Next year he's going to be one of those candidates up there with the Kelseys and all, because he's a big, strong, and he could catch the ball really well. So he has a lot of talent, and I think that this week I think he has an opportunity to have a big game. He has the opportunity. My third and final. You could jump in if you feel like you had any stats or anything.
No.
What? My third and final will be Evan Ingram with the Giants. Now, Evan Ingram, I don't think he's lived up to expectations yet. He's a basketball player that turned into a football player, and he's tall, lanky. He has so much athleticism, so much talent, so much his ceiling is so high. But I don't think he's gotten anywhere yet, mainly because there hasn't been any talent around him. Last year when he felt like maybe he was going to get in the groove with Barkley and the young guys around him, Barkley went down for the whole year. So basically Evan Ingram is going to be the main guy. They're switching quarterbacks. They're right in the middle of the year. The Giants are in transition, right? They have no consistency with their tight ends, right? I think that Evan Ingram this week, especially in the beginning of the year, he's got something to prove. He's got something to show. Evan Ingram could have a major and big week this week.
Yeah, I really like him. And getting on that offense with other receivers around, like Slayton started coming to his own last year. When you have other guys around you that start making a name for themselves, it opens up that tight end in the middle. So yeah. Evan Ingram could definitely flourish with that. And you have Barkley at the running game. And the new offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett, Mr. 8-8, but, he used his tight end.
You and those Cowboys fans, man. I thought you hated Jason Garrett.
He's not a head coach.
Okay, all right. All right, moving on to flex. Who would you play as a flex? Well, give me one good flex this week.
Good flex play. Let's see. Threw me off on that one.
Yeah, I know. I just thought of it.
Flex play.
I'll give you one while waiting for you. I'll give you one while you're looking. I'm going to go with Boston Scott. I'm going to go with Boston Scott because you would get him cheap down to, if you're paying, if you're in a paid league, or if you're, somebody who's going to come up as a sleeper. You don't know what Miles Sanders' his health is right now for the week. So I feel like they're going to use Boston Scott a lot. And the Doug Peterson, Andy Reid kind of offense, they're going to use the running back a lot. And especially with the Eagles wide receivers right now, a lot of them are down and they're not healthy. It's sad to say that because I'm an Eagles fan, but I think they're going to use Boston Scott a lot this week.
Okay. All right. Alan Lazard, Green Bay. He's okay. Nobody talks about him. I don't know why. They act like all they have is Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams.
Right.
Devontae Adams gets a lot of targets, but there's a number 2 receiver there. And if something were to happen to Adams, I don't want anything to happen to anybody. Lazard is right there as the number 1 role, and I think he started playing pretty good. So he's especially DFS, he's cheap. If you're in tournament play, anything, I'll go with Lazard. Yeah. He's very cheap. He's around like $5,000 for a number 2 receiver. You'll spend more money on a number 3 with CeeDee Lamb just because of the name.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you're right. CeeDee Lamb right now is, everyone's going out and getting him. They don't even know what he's going to be.
Yeah.
At least you see Lazard.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a flex play.
That's good. Now, who do you think is going to be at the end of this year, after everything is said and done, who would you project to be the MVP of the year? If you're going to put a futures bet in. Because right now they have a ton of futures bets, MVP, comeback player of the year. Your MVP of the year. And I asked you this already, so you should have it right there ready to go.
I have a couple people in mind. I don't want to stick with the Mahomes thing. I think he could throw for 50 again, honestly.
Right.
To me, Mahomes, it's a clear-cut way. If I don't talk about Mahomes, I'm on Russell Wilson. I'm on Russell Wilson's team. Yeah. I think because he's a winner. He's actually got an established number 2 now. Like all those years with Seattle, it's like they would have like Curse in there or somebody, but he's not like at the time he wasn't that number 2. Now you have somebody like DK, you have Chris Carson, you have Penny if Penny's out right now, but just Russell Wilson's a winner, man. So no matter what, Russell Wilson always finds a way to win games, and so he's behind Mahomes, Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Between those two, man.
Yeah. Now, one more question. These are things I think about. When everyone else is sleeping, I'm up thinking about it. No.
you got a problem, dude.
No, but with all this COVID, right? A big part of football is the fans. The way when they go to a stadium, when you go to Arrowhead, like tomorrow night, Arrowhead is supposed to be jumping off the walls. That is a advantage about being home. It's home field advantage. You can't hear yourself. If you go to Seattle, that's supposed to be home field advantage. But now there's an even playing field, right? Because other than unless you go to Denver, where you have the thin air and you're up in the mountains, but really, is there really a advantage? How much do you think that's going to affect the game, as far as you're going to
free pick of the day tomorrow?
Yeah.
-9. I'm not taking that -9. I'm going with Houston getting a 9 because of that whole reason right there. I think that the Houston team is better than the 9 points.
Yeah.
But if there was a fan base there, 9 points, okay, I might take Kansas City. But no fan base, that game's a lot closer than 9 points.
Right. So, I think it's gonna be big. Going to Chicago. The only thing is, the
weather.
The weather. You got to hope that they have really strong winters, because it's going to be the only thing that's going to do anything for anybody, man.
So me being a Cowboys fan,
yeah,
I've never been to Dallas, right, or Austin. Mm-hmm. But I hear that it's very quiet there anyway. So it ain't going to make a difference for the Cowboys because their fans don't make that much noise compared to a lot of other stadiums.
I wonder if they're going to pump fan noise through this, because they do it for baseball.
Yeah, they might.
When is going to be unfair? Do you pump it so loud that it's over a certain decibel? You know what I mean? Like, when is it going to be too much? You know what I mean? Because they were doing that in Seattle too. Remember, they were saying, "Oh, the 6th man or whatever."
Yeah.
There was the 12th man.
12th
man was the field, and they were really pumping a lot of the sound through the stadium to make them seem like they were so much louder. Oh, they're 100 decibels. We can't hear anything, but they're pumping, through sound through.
They're trying to compete with Kansas City.
Yeah, I guess so.
The loudest stadium. Yeah. We'll see what happens tomorrow. See how quiet the game is tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I like your picks, man, and I'm excited about fantasy football. I'm excited for it to come back. Every time a different sport comes back, I'm excited because it makes it feel a little bit normal. I don't know what the world would be if football didn't happen. I just think cars would be flipped over and people would be, thrown out the windows.
Another thing, I want a sleeper from you in every position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Sleepers, not starters, sleepers.
Now you're trying to get me.
Yeah.
Okay. Sleepers. All right, I'll give you sleepers. I got them. Don't you worry.
I know you do.
All right. Well, a sleeper this week, I'm going to go with Josh Allen for quarterback. Josh Allen, because he's coming off a good year, right? A good year. Just coming into his own, but now he's feeling himself. He's going against a Jets defense that's lost a big key on their defense, the defensive corners, right? And Josh Allen has more weapons, you know. Having Diggs on your side and having these weapons on your side, I think that he's going to be proven. He has proven enough that he's going to sustain a great year, and this week he could tear it up. Another one would be Jonathan Taylor. You know, Jonathan Taylor is actually from our area, and you know, he's right now he's listed as second on the Colts their lineup, but I think he's still going to be able to come out and contribute. And if you have him as a flex, you're not going to be disappointed this week. He's going against the Jacksonville defense that is, you know, that's probably all they have.
They got rid of everybody.
They're selling everybody wholesale. They're just getting rid of everybody, and it's just, you know, what I think they're trying to lose. I think they're the football version of the 76ers.
Yeah.
Right now. You know, they're just trying to get that number one pick. Because
they're trusting the process, huh?
They're trying their process out after the process didn't work. Right? So, but I do think that that's a good pick for your running back. I mean, he's going to contribute this week, and if you have him as a flex, you're not going to be disappointed. Along those lines, Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson, he missed time with undisclosed injury last week for practice, but their wide receiver core is so thin in Philadelphia that he has to, if he's out there, he's always good for that big play over the top. You know,
for about 3 weeks. So yeah,
for maybe even 1 week. But if he's healthy and he's out there for this week, you're talking about sleeper for this week.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson could be a big play. I know you got him cheap. If he came down late in the draft and you were able to pick him up, you could play him as a flex and get away with a week or two. You know, hopefully he stays healthy. Man, I mean, it's sad to say when I say these things because I don't want to say it. It hurts my feelings to say these things about my team. But if he could stay healthy for 1 week, you're going to get a great week out of him. You know what I mean? He's going to be out there. He's going to have a big play.
I got something for you.
Go.
A year ago yesterday, Deshaun Jackson played against Washington.
Yeah.
8 catches for 154 and 2 touchdowns.
There you go.
It's a good pick.
Yep. And sleeper for tight end. That's always going to be tough.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go with Chris Herndon. Chris Herndon with the Jets because he, like I said about the other guys, about like TJ and these guys, Chris Herndon has a big upside. He could be good. And this week, if he's healthy, because right now it says that he missed some time with chest tightness. But if he does play, he's going to be part of that Jets offense big time. You know, he's the only guy there. That's the only guy they have. So I think that Chris Herndon has potential to be the sleeper this week.
Okay, I like it. I didn't even think about Herndon. That's good.
Yeah, you try to catch me off guard, but I got you.
I like it. All right.
All right. Well, that's our show for this week. We're going to do this each and every week on Wednesday. We're going to try to pump out the show earlier than we are now. But be sure to check out RaisingTheBarSportsPicks.com. There you can find my capping, my premium picks, fishes, and also a couple other of our cappers. We're building the site. It's growing. I know I'm up for the last week. I'm over $1,000. I know Frank Fish. He's hitting on that $2,000 mark. That's big. When you're winning that kind of volume. Hey, anytime you go home and you got a little bit of money in your pocket, you're doing a good job. So go there. It's only $39.99, but if you put in the promo code winning, you get $10 off for 1 week. So it's 1 week, you'll get all of Frank's, or you get all of mine, or you get all of Williams or Marquise's. Any of these guys, you get all their picks. Anything they put out, you'll get it for 1 whole week. So that's $39.99, and if you put in promo code winning, you'll get that $10 off. So thanks for joining us. Be sure to check the website out and like, share, subscribe to this page. I appreciate it, and thanks for coming by the bar.
Thanks, everyone.